Yo, what is up guys? This is Pedro here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about 5 free agents that I think the Washington football team should sign, and I'm also going to be talking about Washington signing wide receiver Cam Sims to the roster. So if you guys are new, subscribe for Washington and NFL content. So let's get right into the video, and I do know that a lot of people don't like going after big name players, so that's why in this video there's going to be a lot of depth guys, but also some players that could be starters to possibly stars on this team. So first, let's go start off with Demarius Randall, who is a safety. They have him listed as strong safety right here, but he has played free safety for the majority of his career. And the reason why I think we should sign him or a safety in general, and we'll get to bigger names later for the safety position. I'm sure a lot of you guys know who I'm talking about. But Demarius Randall, last year, he didn't have a great year, but still 60 tackles, 2.5 sacks, no interceptions. But 2018 and 2017, he had 4 interceptions each year. He's a decent tackler. He's a lot better than Troy Apke right now, not just in tackling, but in coverage as well. And I think, maybe give Troy Apke 1 week, see how he's doing. If he continues to struggle as much as he did in weeks 1 and week 2, then maybe start putting Cameron Curl in a lot more. And if still that does not give us a solution, then I would consider signing a safety in free agency, possibly or going to sign one right now. So in 2018, he allowed a 60% completion percentage, which is not bad at all, and allowed a 57% completion percentage in 2019 with a 120 pass rating, which is pretty bad. But, that was a little bit of an off year. In 2018, he allowed a 79.6 pass rating, which is pretty good. So, I think he would be a solid guy. We were rumored to be interested in him this offseason, but then he got signed by the Raiders and then got cut. So we'll see. I think, give Troy Apke and them a little bit more time, maybe 1 more week, and then I would pounce on it, go for a safety, because we really do need help at that position. Next player is Delanie Walker, and I know some people might be satisfied with Logan Thomas, but I am not. And who knows, maybe if Delanie Walker comes in, he's not the starter, but he's still way better than any backup we have. And even last year, in only playing 7 games, he had 215 yards and 2 touchdowns. His last year that he was healthy, 2017, had 74 catches, 807 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He is definitely, in my opinion, he's better than Logan Thomas right now. If he isn't, he still can provide some good depth and also some good veteran leadership. So I really think, if Logan Thomas continues to play poorly like he has, especially last week, I think you should consider signing Delanie Walker. And Logan Thomas, he had 4 catches for 26 yards, but got targeted 9 times, and every single time he had an incompletion thrown towards him, it hit his hands, both of them. And sure, Dwayne Haskins needs to work on the accuracy, but a good tight end makes at least 3 more of those catches, and I think Delanie Walker could have done that. So I would consider bringing him in, and at the very least, he'll provide some veteran leadership to Logan Thomas, because Logan Thomas is still learning the position. He's not too young, but he's young at the position because he played quarterback in college at Virginia Tech and his first year in the league. So he is still learning. So that is the second player. The next player is probably the guy I most want to sign here, or at least the position, is wide receiver. So Demaryius Thomas is the guy I'm talking about. The wide receiving, free agency core right now isn't the best. Ron Rivera didn't sign really anyone in free agency at the wide receiver position besides Cody Latimer, and I really think he should have tried to go after someone that has some decent NFL experience and has some success in the league, because especially after Kelvin Harmon went down, I thought we should have went after a veteran wide receiver. And Demarius Thomas isn't anything special, but he's miles ahead of Dontrell Inman. We have seen enough from Dontrell Inman to know he just isn't good enough to be a starting wide receiver, and Demarius Thomas at the very least can be that. Last year in 11 games with the Jets had 433 yards and a touchdown. That is an isn't amazing, but that's in only 11 games, so maybe in 16 games he would have gotten like 650-ish yards, around what he did in 2018, and he also wasn't playing with the best quarterbacks, so, because he had Sam Darnold for half the year, but he also had Luke Falk and Trevor Siemian for a little bit of time, and you guys all know he was a beast in Denver for a long time, and we're not obviously expecting him to be that, but just get us enough. He has some good experience in the NFL, he's decent size, and I think he could bring some, veteran experience to this wide receiving core, and, be ahead of, I would say him be ahead of AGG for a bit, and maybe AGG can learn from him and possibly start at the end of the season, but the way things are looking right now, if Dontrell Inman is still a starting wide receiver for us and we don't sign someone else, AGG might end up being a starting wide receiver outside of Terry McLaurin week 6, week 8. So I really think we should sign a veteran wide receiver. Another one that, he's more of a slot receiver, but still, Taylor Gabriel's pretty good, but the free agency wide receiving corps is not that good right now. Or core, sorry. So Cordy Glenn is the next guy, and this could be anyone. He's played guard a lot of his career, and mostly tackle, but he can play some guard, and we need some depth at both positions, especially with Brandon Sheriff being out, and Jerron Christian has not looked good. Someone who can come in. I'm not liking what our offensive line is looking like. I know you guys all are not either. So I think bringing someone in at least to work out to see if they mesh well with Dwayne Haskins would not be a bad idea. He's been tackles for a long time, since 2012, and he has had some injury issues. Only played 6 games in 2017 and 6 games in 2019, but he's an okay, he's a below average tackle, but I think right now he's better than Jerron Christian. So Jerron Christian could end up being better, but I just we need to give Dwayne Haskins more time in the pocket. So I would go after not necessarily Cordy Glenn. There's other tackles, there's other guards out there, but we need help at the offensive line position. So last guy, and this is kind of controversial, and I'm still 50-50 on it. Earl Thomas. He's the best free agent available. It's not even close. He is a 7-time Pro Bowler, played 15 games in 2019, had 2 interceptions, just 2 sacks, was an absolute beast, allowed a 44% completion percentage, which is absolutely insane, 33% in 2018, so he's a beast, but he has that, he's not that good for the locker room. That's why the Ravens released him. They're a Super Bowl contender. They're probably the second best team in the NFL besides the Chiefs. I mean, you got to give the Chiefs respect. They're Super Bowl champions, or were last year, but Ravens are one of the best teams in the league, and for them to move on from Earl Thomas because of a fight in training camp, there's got to be more to it, and that's why not a single team has went and signed him, so I doubt we're going to do it unless the safety play gets super, super bad, and I think we would go towards someone like Demarius Randall before we would go after someone like Earl Thomas. That's just me, though. I personally wouldn't mind it, but we're not in win now mode, so I understand it. So those are the 5, and mostly, I mean, a couple of those guys I really want, like Demarius Randall, Demaryius Thomas, but a lot of those were just positions we need to focus on. And then obviously, like I said earlier in the video, Washington is signing wide receiver Cam Sims to the 53-man roster, and they moved Brandon Sheriff to IR, so the 3-week IR. They can bring him back after 3 weeks, so that means at the minimum, he is out for 3 weeks. Cam Sims, he did pretty good on special teams. Besides that one penalty, he's a good in special teams coverage, nice tackler too, so I think we'll see what he does, and I think he's listed above or right behind Dontrell Inman on the depth chart for wide receiver. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash the like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a video. And let me know, out of these players, which ones you would like us to sign. Like I said, no one's super amazing, but I would try to look at a safety, but definitely a wide receiver if you're not going to develop AGG and play him this year. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.